fulfill, we proceed with our subject, that is civic and moral education for standard 5. So on the last period, on the first period, we have started looking on first chapter or chapter 1. So on this session, we will continue looking on chapter 2, that is being proud of your school and country. So that is chapter 2 which we are going to discuss. So on this chapter also we will proceed starting to read the introduction of this chapter, so as to realize some key important areas which you must make, which we should concentrate. In chapter 1, you learned about acts of love for people with special needs. So here tries to correlate from what we learned on first chapter with the second chapter, that is needs love for people, the opposite sex, and the wearing decent clothes, and among others. Also in this chapter you will learn this. We pronounce it learn, it's not learn, so this is wrong, and you see there is a red car here which tries to show that there is any grammatical issues here about things which enhance the positive reputation of the schools. You will also learn about the importance. This is not importance, it is importance. So in this chapter we will start the things which enhance the positive reputation of the school. Also the importance about what? The importance of cherishing our national values such as culture, norms, and traditions. So starting with proud of our school. So first of all, we will start with proud of our school. So on this chapter, you have first of all you have to think more about this as do you like your school? So you have to ask yourself, do you love your school? Are you proud of your school? Which school attributes are you most proud of? So these are 3 questions which you have to ask yourself about your school. The first one is, do you love your school or not? If you love your school, you have to tell us, why do you love your school? That is a second one. And third one, you have to ask yourself, or you have to think more about what are the attributes around your school. I mean the environment or each and everything which surrounds your school. What are the attributes which maybe you can influence us, or you can convince us to be together with you, or to agree that yes, you love your school, or if you love your school, or you are right to love your school due to the different attributes in a given school or in your school. So a good school, what is a good school? A good school is a place where pupils and their teachers behave well. So when I'm talking about a good school, is a kind of a school whereby both teachers and their pupils behave well. So you will not meet with such kind of misbehavior neither to the teachers nor to their pupils. So that is a good school. So you have to ask yourself, both teachers and the pupils, are you behaving good or not? If you do so, your school will be considered as a good school. And apart from that, it is vice versa. So after looking the meaning of Good school is also, there is another issue that if we want also your school to be considered as a good one is in the environment. Does your school, the environment of your school is conserved or not? So if your school is conserved also, it will be considered to be as a good school. So there are several gardens, flowers, which a lot of time are being looked in green color. Your school will be considered as one among of good schools. Also, the another issue is academic issues. Also, students or pupils perform good or bad. So if they perform, or if their performance is so good, also that school will be considered as a good one. Also, the issue of responsibilities. All teachers, all people in a school, are they responsible or not? Teachers take their responsibilities, also pupils take their responsibilities, and other workers in the school take their responsibilities or not. So if they do so, also that school will be considered as a good one. Also, if they will not do so, you will not considered as a good school. That's why you will not, you cannot be a good ones without preserving several environments which surrounding in a particular place. So also you have to read this passage so as to answer the questions that fall about this school. So you will see the environment of this school here. It is so attractive. So there are several pupils here who are cleaning the environment which surround them. Also there is garden which are so lofty, so attractive. Also buildings are so attractive. Also other things which surround here like trees and other places. So this also can be considered to be as a good school, as you see here. So you have to study these two figures so as to answer the questions as here appear. What do you see in picture 1 and the picture 2? So you will see it so as, and answering other questions as appear. So I try as much as I can. To point out one among of these questions so as to read as a guideline to you to know that I should answer those questions concerned on the passage or a story which I read. So there is activity 1 also as appear here. You can do it as appear here. So this is another story which you may read so as to read and answer the questions that will follow. These questions are as here appear. So these are the questions concerned on that passage which I was trying or which was passing here recently. Also another issue is values of our country. We have learned a lot about our school. Also another issue is values of our country. In Kiswahili we can translate these words as thamani ya nchi yetu. So what are the things which make our country to be a wealth country? When we're talking about values, are all things that we feel proud to have. So when we're talking about values, is each and everything, or are they all things which make us to feel so proud to have with them? Maybe if I have money, I can feel so proud. That's why I have money. So the proud, or to feel so proud, is a result of the money which I own. Even in our country, we can't feel so proud with our country without having anything, or without nothing which will make us to feel so proud through the having of them. So that is the values which we are talking. So here, our values as a Tanzania is as follow. In Kiswahili we call it tunu za taifa, values of our national, which are Kiswahili language. Kiswahili is one among of our language, is our origin language. So we have to feel so proud about this language which we have. Also another unity. So Tanzanians speak as a one thing. You cannot go any place in this country and be asked maybe according to a tribe or according to where are you coming from and among others. So we are united. We live as a one thing. So that is another value which we have. Also patriotism, solidarity. When we are talking about patriotism, it simply means that you are already for everything because of your country. So that is patriotism. Accountability, love, respect, human dignity, and as examples are good values which we have in Tanzania. So also you have to read these issues so as to determine several issues or cultures or traditions which exist in our society, and also will help you to answer these questions as appear here. These are questions which you have to answer them. Another issue is culture. When we are talking about culture, it simply means that refer to the total ways of life. So each and everything which we do normally do in our daily life is considered to be as a part of culture. So even Tanzania as a country, it has own culture, and that if we can try to do some issues or a lot of issues which are not experienced to be done by a Tanzanian, you will surprise other people. That's why people know that a Tanzanian does not do something like this. This kind of thing is doing by other people. It's not Tanzanians. So that is another issue which I will see. Also here we will see the importance of our culture. What are the importances of our culture? So we stand as a one thing. So you can read this passage. Also after reading this passage, you can study these two pictures so as to answer the questions as appear here. Another issue in this chapter is national symbols. So when we're talking about national symbols, it simply means that are things which stands to symbolize a certain national. So in our country or in our national, we have several national symbols that symbolizes the existence of Tanzania as a national. There are a lot of them, but here there are examples like national anthem, wimbo wa taifa. Also second one is national flag, bendera taifa, giraffe, national emblem, coat of arms, national currency, and the others. So those are the national symbols. So if you can take a national flag and they go any place all over the world, you will be realizing that you are a Tanzanian because of a national flag of our country. So that is one among of our national symbol. It symbolizes Tanzanians. Also, if you can go any place all over the world and you can speak Kiswahili language or Swahili language, also you will be considered as she or he is coming from Tanzania. So those are the national symbols, and each national symbols has its importances or advantages, and they are the same. Most of them share these advantages of having of them. So these are the examples of several explanations concerning for those national symbols as I was trying to mention. So after that, you have to make sure that you read each and everything that appear here, so as to realize or to determine a lot of national symbols which we have in our country, like our Tanzanian currency, that is the T-shillings. This is our currency, and it is one among of our national symbols. The presidential flag also is another national symbol that tries to show the authority of our president. Another issue is national torch, mwenge wa uhuru, also another national symbol in our country, and every year has its races from one place to another. The final issue in this topic is the Constitution. The Constitution of United Republic of Tanzania. Here I will try to talk a little bit, and you have to take these explanations which I'm going to talk about Constitution. When I'm talking about Constitution, are the principles, laws, regulations, procedures which govern a particular country, or which are used to govern a particular country or national or a group of people. So the United Republic of Tanzania has its national has its constitution, which formed in 1977. So that is the constitution which we have. So after that, we didn't make any or other constitution apart from that which was made in 1977. Even if this constitution which we have underwent several changes, but we proceed having on that, and that one continues to be used to govern us. So that is the national constitution. Also, the United Republic of Tanzania, the Constitution of United Republic of Tanzania has 10 chapters, and these 10 chapters, every chapter has several parts. So it's much better if you can have your copy, so as to read these chapters and the several parts which consists in each chapter, So those are the brief explanations about those issues which are trying to pass here. So I tried as much as I can to paraphrase about those explanations as they appear here. So you have to answer these questions after reading that passage which has passed here, so as to read. So that is our end. This is the end of our session. So see you once again on another